In today's video, we're going to be modeling the legendary VampireKiller web from the Castlevania series. This video will focus especially on modeling the VampireKiller web. We'll start by creating the core of the web handle, shaping the web section, adding the spike ball, and cover how to make the chain look properly. You can download the complete Blender project file from our Gumroad page, link in the description. For those unfamiliar, the VampireKiller is the iconic weapon wielded by Simon Belmont in the Castlevania games. Simon Belmont using this weapon to hunt vampires, demons, and other forces of evil. But before we start, it's time to showcase some of your awesome creation made using techniques from our previous tutorials. We've seen some amazing models like Viking Shield, the Tomahawk from Assassin's Creed, and amazing steampunk gun. Thank you to everyone who took the time to share your work. We love getting to see your talents and creativity on display. Be sure to tag us on social media so we can feature more of your amazing creation in future videos. You can also email your models directly to pixlways@gmail.com with the subject line "I did it." Now, let's jump into Blender to recreate this video game legend. Let's go to top view, and I'm going to add a circle with 64 vertices. Let's go closer, go to edit mode, select all, and then press F to fill this. And then let's join these two vertices together, also this one as well. Then I'm going to delete these faces, X in faces, and put the pivot to 3D cursor. So I'm going to select these and then press E and escape, then S to scale this like so. Go to vertex mode, and I'm going to align this one to this and to this. So let's put the snap to vertex. All right, then I'm going to press G for move, and then press Y to move this through Y-axis, and then hold Control and hover your mouse over this vertex, and as you can see, it's going to snap here, so click, and also this one through X-axis and hover over here and click. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Then I'm going to press Ctrl R to add an edge loop, then deselect these two and move this up to the Z-axis, and then also select this face and extrude this down to Z-axis as well, like so, and then select these two faces and delete. Then also delete this edge, dissolve, and then join these two vertices by pressing J, and then also move these two down and snap here to Z-axis, snap. But here we have to overlap vertex. So I'm going to select these two and press M and by distance. But keep in mind, you have to go through wireframe, or you can go through X-ray view to select these two together. Also, I'm going to select this and double G to move this back a little, maybe more, and also delete this edge. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so now I'm going to select these edges and press E, escape, and S to scale this a little, like so. And again, E, escape, and S to scale this more. And I'm going to move this down and then select these vertices, these four vertices, and press G and Z and move this up and hold Control and snap here. All right, and then we need to align some of these vertices, so select this one, G, and snap here, and also this one, G, Y, and snap here. And also we can select all of this, go to pivot and put this on boundary box, and S, X, and 0 to flatten this. And also from here, you can press G, X, and hold Control and snap here as well. Also, we can select these two vertices and press J to join them together. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Then I'm going to select these edges and extrude down like so, and then select these edges and extrude to x-axis like this, and also these extrude through y-axis. And also we can delete these edges. Also select this face and press I for inset, and then press B to prevent insetting for the borders. Next thing we are going to do is adding subdivision surface with 2 levels. As you can see, we have a smoothing for some of these parts, which we don't want to. We need to bevel some of these edges. But before that, I'm going to go to advanced, and for the boundary smooth, I'm going to put this on keep corners. Next, we are going to add a bevel modifier and put this above of this subdivision. I'm going to collapse this. I'm going to do the bevel for some edges. To do that, we need to add bevel weight for some edges. I'm going to turn off the edit mode for both of these modifiers, and then press 2 for edge. And let's go closer and select these edges. And after you selecting your edges, you can press N and go to item and to edges data. You can select mean bevel weight and increase this all the way up to 1. All right. And then if you go to your bevel modifier and limit method, you put this on weight. So if I turn on the edge, as you can see, the bevel only affect through these edges. I'm going to put this on 2 and decrease this to something like this. If you turn on the subdivision surface, you can see here is your result. And also you can go to object mode and right click and put this on shade smooth. What we need to continue and select other edges. So I think I select all the necessary edges. And don't worry about this. After this, we are going to add the mirror modifier, so it's going to solve this problem. And also this one. Also, I need to adjust some of these vertices. So as you can see here, we need to move this up and align this to this vertex. Also from this side. All right, pretty cool. And now I'm going to add the mirror modifier. So I'm going to collapse this and add the mirror and turn on the clip and put this on Y as well. So here, as you can see, we have this problem. To solve this, we need to move this mirror to the top of the modifiers and the problem solved. Also, we need to add another mirror, but before that, I'm going to add empty and move this down, for example, here, and then select this object and add another mirror modifier. And under the mirror object, I'm going to select this empty and I'm going to put this on z-axis. And if you move this empty, you can change the position of this mirror through z-axis. But also I'm going to turn on the bisect through z-axis. I'm going to turn on the clipping. As you can see here, you can change the distance like so. Right now, I'm going to add a cross at the center. So I'm going to add a Q and scale this down a little and go to edit mode. And I'm going to add a Control R and edge loop here and another one here. Then select both, press Ctrl B for bubble, and then go to face and Ctrl I and delete these faces. And go to isolate mode and select these faces and delete, and then select these edges, right? And then move this up, and then select these edges, not this one, these, and E to extrude to Z axis, and hold Control and snap here. As you know that we have overlap vertices here and we need to join them together, so press 1, A, M, and by distance to merge them together. Now I'm going to select these two edges and I'm going to scale this through y-axis, then press 0.8 and select these two and scale this through x-axis and then press 0.8 and hit enter. And then also we need to select these and move this up. Then let's go back from the isolate mode and reposition this and move this down. Maybe we can scale this and move this down like so. And also we can move this bottom vertices up. And I think it's a little thick, so I'm going to select these and scale this to x-axis like 0.8, and also this one scale to y-axis and 0.8 like so, and maybe a little down. Okay, now we need to add bevel modifier. So add bevel, and I'm going to put the geometry on arc and put this on 2 segments and decreasing the amount like this, and then add a subdivision surface 2 levels and also shade a smooth. And also we need to mirror this, so I'm going to add a mirror modifier and then put this on Z and select this empty to mirror this to Z axis like so. Now I'm going to add something like this. So let's add a Q and scale this down to x-axis and scale this up to y-axis like so. Go to top view. All right. Then I'm going to rotate this 45 degrees like this. And I'm going to move this down and applying the scale. Go to edit mode, go to isolate mode, and let's delete these faces. We don't need that. And also put the transform orientation to local and select these vertices and move this to y-axis. Let's go back from isolate mode and let's see this. Also, I'm going to select these and put this closer to this, to the edge of this shape, of this object. And also select these and move them up a little like this. Also, I'm going to select this edge and bubble this for 1 segment bubble like so. And I'm going to add an edge loop here and scale this up like this. So now we need to adjust the position. So select these edges and move them down like so. I'm going to select these, move this to y-axis. All right. Also, we can move this up a little, this cross inside. We can move this to reach here, almost. All right. Then also we can scale this a little and move this down. Next, we can copy the modifier from this one. So select the new shape and then select this cross and Control L and copy modifiers. And this is because we are using the mirror. So for this one, let's turn off the mirror for now. Now let's check out this and shade a smooth. And for the subdivision surface, we can put the boundary smooth to keep corners. Now I'm going to turn on the mirror, but I'm going to turn on the clipping and the bisect. So here is the result. And I think that's a little thick, so I'm going to select all and scale this to x-axis to make it a little thinner. Now we need to mirror this to the object. So select this, and I'm going to put the mirror up and add another mirror. Also put this up and then select this object as the mirror object and select X and Y. Also we can select the bisect as well and clipping. So by using the bisect for this object, as you can see here, we are going to lose the proper bevel. So you can solve this by changing this type limit method from angle to weight and adding the bevel weight for some edges, but also we can solve this by simply reorder the position of this and put this at the end of the modifiers. Now we are going to create these two sides and also the top part. But before that, we are going to select this one and go to edit mode and select these edges and press F to fill this and I to inset. You can press B to release the border from inset. Put this here and delete this face, and also select this one and move this to the left through y-axis and hold Control to snap here and move this down a little, and also this one. If you want to, you can select these two and mean bevel weight like so. Also, I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. All right, let's continue and select this one. Go to edit mode and then select these faces. Shift D to make a copy, right click to cancel, P and selection to separate this. Tab out from edit mode and select this one. Move this out a little. I'm going to apply some modifiers. So for example, this mirror I'm going to apply, but before that I'm going to turn off the X because I don't want the other side. So turn off the X and apply this. And also this modifier from Z-axis, I'm going to apply this as well. I'm going to turn off these modifiers. We don't want that for now. And then tab into edit mode and select all the edges and turn off mean bevel weight. Select this vertex and move this up and snap this here. And also this one. And select all the edges and extrude this a little and scale this up. Before we continue, I'm going to check the face orientation. So go for the overlays and check the face orientation. And it's, as you can see, it's flipped. So you can select all and shift in to recalculate your normal. Let's turn this off and continue. I'm going to select all the edges, press E for extrusion and right click to cancel, and then S to scale this down and holding Control to snap here, and then E to extrude this, and again E and right click to cancel, and S to scale and hold Control to snap, and then again E to extrude. And I'm going to add an edge loop, so Control R and scale this up, and then again select these edge loop and press E and escape and S for scaling. See from the side view and move this out a little like so, and I'm going to press E through here. And also we can increase the size of this one, and select this one, and scale this even more. I think these are a little close to each other, so I'm going to go to wireframe and select these, move this out. Now I'm going to add 2 edge loops here. One of these, I'm going to move this closer and select these in M at center, also these, Shift R, and also these 3, Shift R. Same thing to the other side, like so. And I'm going to select these and extrude this and scale this to Z-axis and press 0. And select all aim and by distance to merge them together. And also, again, press M and at center like this. And now I'm going to move this out. Maybe these a little out. And also I'm going to scale this, so S and Y to scale this down a little, and also select these edge loop and double G to move this down a little and scale this to Y axis as well. Maybe this one a little out. And let's turn on the subdivision surface to see this better. Of course, we need to add the bevel weight to these. And I'm going to press K for knife and click here, and then press C to cutting through, and then press Y to add the cut to Y axis and click here, and then hit enter. Like this one, double G to move this closer. Alright, then select these faces, and then press I for inset and extrude this inside the model. Press S, Z, and 0 to flatten this. But also we can move this up a little so we can view this from the side view and move this up. Move this a little closer here. You can snap this to this one, and we can move this up a little. Also, let's merge these vertices together. So I'm going to select these and press M and at center, and also these, Shift R, and also these as well. I'm going to join these together at last. Maybe we can move this out a little, double G. Also, we can symmetrize the top part to the bottom. So I'm going to go to object mode, Control A, and apply the rotation. Right click and set the origin to the geometry to put the origin at the center of your geometry. And again, go back to edit mode, select all, go to mesh, symmetrize, and down here, you can put this +Z to -Z. Now we can go for bevel weight, but before that, let's select this edge loop and scale this like so, and select all and scale this down and put this here. Now let's go for edit mode and select these edges. Here, as you can see, we have a problem. So the reason is there's 2 vertices together. And let's check this again. selecting these two and M and at last. Now it's going to be solved. All right, let's go to the other side, or even we can do one side and copy this to the other side. So let's select all and go to mesh, symmetrize, and put the Y to negative Y. I'm going to select all and go to mesh, symmetrize, and plus Z to negative Z. Also, we need to add bevel width to here as well. Select this one and add a mirror modifier. So select this empty, copy this through the x-axis like so. We need another one to put here. So I'm going to select this and Shift D, and let's put this on 3D cursor. Then press R and 90 negative and hit enter. But we need to delete the mirror. Let's get closer, go to edit mode. I'm going to select these poly loops and press Ctrl plus to increase the selection like so. I'm going to delete these faces. All right, then move this closer to the main object and scale this up. I'm going to put this on boundary box and scale this up. And also go to edit mode and select these and move this a little up. We'll make this a little bigger, and maybe we can move this down, and also this one, and select this, go to edit mode, and I'm going to delete these edges, dissolve, and let's select this and put this out a little and select these two edges and Ctrl B for bevel like so. Then I'm going to select these two faces and press I for inset and then delete these faces. And then also select these two edges and press F to fill this, and then select these edges and press F again, and also these as well. And also select these two and press J to join them together, and also these two and press J to join them together as well. And then select these, add the bevel weight, and let's see. Also, we can add bevel weight to these as well. Also these two. But I'm going to delete these edges, which we don't need them. And I'm going to continue and adding bevel weight for these edges as well, like so. So this part is for the chain. Let's continue and go for the bottom side of this cross. I'm going to add a cylinder and rotate this 90 degrees and put this here. And I'm going to select this empty and press Shift S and add cursor to selected. All right, then select this cylinder and Shift S selection to cursor to put this exactly at the middle of this. So move this here and scale this down, this closer to the body. And also we can delete these faces, we don't need that. Or even we can insert this and then delete. All right, and also apply the scale and select these and move this closer to the body and add an edge loop, scale this and add a bevel. 2 segments, decrease the amount, and also add the subdivision surface, 2 levels, and shade smooth. Next, I'm going to add a plane for this here and rotate this 90 degrees and go to edit mode, select the vertex, select all and press M and add center and move this out a little, for example here. Then go to modifiers and select screw and increase the screw like so, and increase the iteration like this, and move this inside the object. Can increase the iteration even more, and then I'm going to apply this. Go to edit mode, and while you selecting everything, press E to extrude and put this closer to the next one like here, and then select all, aim, and by distance. Nothing removed, so increase the mesh distance. Here we go. Then hold Alt and click here while you're on edge to select all. And I'm going to add the subdivision surface, 2 levels, and now I'm going to add a bevel, maybe for 2 segments, like so. And then select the middle one and press Alt S to scale this. And also you can add a subdivision surface to see this with smoothing. And select this one and move this out a little, and Alt S, and also this one, and move this to the left. And you can have something like this. And let's see, you can select this one, turn this on, and maybe Alt S and move this to the right a little, something like this, and also shade smooth. And I'm going to copy this one and Shift A and move this down here, and I'm going to turn off these modifiers and select this, move this down here, and move this bigger, even more maybe, and then select these and press F and I and M, collapse, and then turn on this. Maybe we can make it like so and scale this down and apply the scale, and you can turn down the angle to receive this bevel, and also select this and an S, scale this, also this one. I'm going to increase the amount of the bevel a little, like so. Also we can add more details to this. I'm going to add an edge loop here. I select these poly loops and Alt E and extrude faces along normals and put this like so. I also select this edge loop, double G to move this up, something like this. We can add more details. I'm going to select this and Shift S, cursor to selected, and add a cube and apply the scale. Go to edit mode and select this edge and Ctrl B for bevel, and we can move this here, and we can snap this to this one, and I think that's pretty big, so select all and scale this to X like so, and apply the scale. And then select this, Control L, and copy modifiers, shade and smooth, and select this, put the pivot to 3D cursor, and Shift D, R, and 90, hit enter, and Shift R again to repeat this. And also we can select these and Ctrl J to make this as one object. Now let's create the spike ball. I'm going to add a icosphere and put this here. Go to edit mode and select one of these poles with 5 edges. Come into this and then Shift J and amount of connecting edges to select the others and deselect the upper part, and Ctrl Shift B, and maybe from here, and do an inset and Alt E to extrude faces along normal, and we can scale this a little. You will need to put the pivot point to individual origins, so scale this a little. Let's go back, Alt E, scale, and Alt E again, extrude faces along normal, and put this a little like so, and Alt E again, and move this through here maybe, and scale this down, and again Alt E, extrude, and M, and collapse. Then we can go to object mode and press Ctrl 2 to add a subdivision with 2 levels and shade smooth. Can scale this up like this. Now let's create the chain. I'm going to select this one and Shift S cursor to select it. Press the period on the numpad to focus on this one. And then I'm going to add a torus. Move this here. Go to edit mode and select these edges and Ctrl B and select these vertices and move this aside like so. And if you want to, you can select all the faces and press Alt S, scale this to normal and make this thicker like this. And I'm going to scale this down to fit here. Go to edit mode and add 2 edge loops. And I'm going to select one of these. I'm going to create this part and then copy to the other side. So I'm going to create this as some kind of spiky things. So select this one and Ctrl B for bevel, 2 segments like so, and then select this vertex and move this up. Also these 2, move this a little, and these 2, scale this to Y. It doesn't work because we need to put this on boundary box. So S and Y, something like this. And let's see if I add a subdivision surface with 1 level, this happens. So we need to add supporting edge here. Press K and click here and press C for cutting through, and then Y and click here and hit enter. We need to add 1 more here. So K, click C and Y, click here and enter. And select this one, double G to move this closer to here. Yeah, something like this. It's going to work. And maybe 2, but it's going to be a little heavy because we're going to use a lot of this part. So I'm gonna leave this like so. Let's select all, and before that, let's apply the rotation, and then go here, select all, and go to mesh, symmetrize, and put the plus Z to -Z, and then select all. We're going to copy from X to -X. So mesh, symmetrize, X to -X, and here we go. And also we can do the seams for this one. If you are going to unwrap the entire model, you better do the seams here because you're going to copy this. So it's going to be more easier. So select this and mark seam and select all and unwrap, doesn't matter, but I'm going to do this. So that's it. Now we are going to create the chain. Let's put this here. So this is important. I'm going to show you something. Let's apply everything for this one and put the origin to geometry. And also I'm going to set the cursor to selected. Now we are going to add a modifier called array, and I'm going to add a curve, Bezier curve, and scale this up. And in order to move this through this curve, we need to put the fit type to fit curve and then select this curve. All right. Now, if you go to edit mode for this curve and increase the position, as you can see here, number of chain related to the curve. Also, we need to select this curve and add a curve and select this curve. So here, as you can see, we can move by this curve. This is pretty cool. You press E and extrude, and you have something like this. But the problem about this is this deformation, this distortion of the chain. So to fix this, I'm going to go back and I'm going to delete this array, this curve, and this curve as well. So to fix this, we need to add a plane. Scale this down to fit this. All right. Then select the chain and then select the plane and Control P and parent this. All right. Then select the plane, go to Object, and under the instancing, select the faces. All right. Next, select the plane, go to Modifier, and add the array, and put this on Fit Curve, and add a curve, Bezier. All right, you can scale this up, apply the scale, then select the plane, and select the curve, and then add a curve, and then select this curve. All right. You have this one, which you can hide. So here is your terrace. You can hide this. All right. Then select this and put this on constant offset and turn this off. And I'm going to put this on 0 and Y to 1. Also from here, I'm going to put this on Y as well, like so. And let's increase this distance. Example here. And the next thing we are going to do is adding empty. Select the plane and select object offset. Turn this on. Open this and select this empty. Then select the empty and rotate this to y-axis 90 degrees, like so. Then you can select your curve and go to edit mode. But we have a problem. As you can see here, we have the distance increasing. So to fix this, I'm going to select the chain and Ctrl A and apply the scale. So it's going to fix this, and I'm going to decrease the distance to match this. So then you can select the curve, go to edit mode, and you can move this. You can press E to make another vertex. You can rotate this, and you can create your chain. So I'm going to select this vertex, and I'm going to move this here. So I made something like this. After you're done your positioning, you can select your plane, Ctrl A, and make instances real. All right. Then you can delete this plane, and also you can delete this curve. Now these are individual objects. And also here, you can copy one of this and reposition. And check every single chains. Maybe there's some issues. So we don't have any issues, but sometimes you see some of these chains are off the grid. So be careful to see everything is correct. And the next thing I'm going to do is select this one and rotate this and try to match the angle to this chain. Or even you can select this one, go to edit mode and delete these faces, and then select these two and extrude this actually along local orientation and to y-axis like so. As you can see here, all the chains are related. So to fix this, I'm going to go back. We need to make every chain as a single chain. So I'm going to select this one. If you go to data, up here, you can see 38 number of copies, but you need to make this a single user copy. So by selecting this, it's an individual object. You need to do this for every chain. So this is not easy. To do this for all the chains at the same time, you need to select all. And then go to object, relations, make single user, and object and data. So now the problem is solved. So select this one, go to edit mode and delete these faces, and then select these edge loops and put this on local and extrude this to y-axis. Let's go back, and here we go. And the last thing I'm going to do is adding cylinder here. So select this object, set the cursor to select it, add a cylinder without any cap, nothing. Scale this down, go to wireframe and put this here. And here we go. So basically we're done. You can delete this one. And that concludes this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed learning how to recreate this classic video games weapon in Blender. Please share your own VampireKiller creations with us on social media or by email. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.